it's me, Master Chul. This video is going to be about playing Among Us for the first time. You know, all three of my kids are obsessed with this game, and of course I see a lot of it on the internet and YouTube, and I thought, you know, let's give this a try. Let's see what this game is all about. So, of course, they were very excited to help set me up with this game. Of course, I had to pick my username, Master Chul, because, right, that's what my name is. So they told me to set up my name. They showed me about the chat. I'm trying to figure out how to get into a group. We were going to do a local, but then they told me we should just do a small group with just us in it. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Originally, we were like trying to figure out how to maybe set up a game where you have public people who are able to come in. So we kind of gave that a try, and it was a little confusion because all three of them are trying to tell me how to do it. And so we set up this group. We're trying to figure out how to set up they play on their like iPads, and I'm trying this on my PC. So we tried to set up a group of, I believe it was 4. Yeah, here we go. So I'm in the room. Have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing at this point. They're like trying to explain to me how I can customize my character. So I changed the color, kind of messed around with the hats, kind of looked around. I saw the one with the TP. I thought that was kind of funny. So I went with the TP head guy. So we're in here now, we're in the room. I'm waiting for them to show up. Kind of just walking around, checking out what's in this room. I see it's not much in there at this point. I guess I'm waiting for them. There's my son. And the other one should be popping in any minute here. Okay, what do we got going on here? So I'm trying to figure out other people to show up here. Right now it's just me and one of my sons. We're just kind of hanging out in the room right now, waiting for my other son and my daughter to show up. They're trying to make their characters and everything. There's my other son, Mr. SpongeBob there. And I'm Evil, I guess, is the other one. So right now we're waiting for my daughter to show up. They're explaining a few things to me, of course, and I'm trying to figure out, oh, there she is. She's Pinky, of course. So now all 4 of us are in the room. She has a little pet, which she purchased. So we're trying to figure out how many people to set up for the game. And this is it. This is the first live version. So here we go. So it's about to start here. And I guess I am the imposter. I'm not quite sure what that means. From what I understand is I have the ability to kill them. But I don't want the other people to know that I am the imposter. So I'm kind of walking around, trying to get familiar with some of the areas. I guess as the imposter, I'm able to go through vents. They're explaining to me that I can't go through the walls, and that there's different missions that I guess I can cause to happen or something. So I'm going over here and I'm pushing around, seeing what's in this room. I see there's a flashing emergency button here. And then, I didn't know that was going to happen, and I accidentally killed my fellow teammate. But actually that was good, because I guess that's what I was supposed to do. So I killed one of my sons. And then this is the part I didn't really understand. I guess we go to a voting section, and then we convince other people who the imposter really is. It's kind of like Survivor, you know, how we vote somebody off the island. So I didn't really understand what I was supposed to type here. They told me you could try to convince the other teammates of who the imposter was. And so I said, it's not me. And then everybody's like, oh, okay. And the other one is where? And then my daughter was like, it's hello. Okay. So then they're showing me the chat and the voting, and I just skipped the voting thing because I really didn't understand what that was supposed to do there. And so we're waiting, everybody else is voting, and then I guess we just go back in and we keep going. So no one was ejected, skip that section, one imposter remains. So at this point I'm still wandering around. They showed me how to bring up the map, and supposedly I can assign tasks or something like that. So I caused something to happen here. I think something to do with the reactor, and then I guess they're on a time limit. They have to go over to the reactor and do something within the time limit or the game ends. So at this point I'm just kind of hanging out. They're running over to the reactor area trying to figure out what they're supposed to do in that job. This is kind of interesting because I'm like, okay. And I guess I won because they didn't complete the task in time. So there's a time limit on that one. The app I'm using is on has commercials, unfortunately. For a small fee, they told me it was like $2 or something, or $2 or $3. You can pay for a ad-free. Since I was just trying it out, I didn't pay for the ad-free function. So in between games, I had to watch these ads. So I'm waiting for things to reload here. I'm trying to figure out some of the moves, some of my options for moving up and down, actions, map, reports. So we're going back in now, and we were thinking again about maybe doing a public one, but looks like we're trying to go back into a private group. And then I guess to get in the private group, it gives you a code where the other players enter that code. Like this code is the QVSBXQ, which allows us to go back into the room with select players. Right now, me and my daughter Grace are waiting for Sean and Phoenix to enter in. Kind of messing around with the look there. So we're waiting. She's explaining a few things to me about the gameplay. Didn't really understand completely what's going on here, but obviously I know that I'm supposed to eliminate the other players without them knowing that I eliminated the other players. So we're kind of talking about that, and they all went to a separate room because I guess you don't want to know obviously who the imposter is, because then you could avoid them and vote them off the ship. So we're waiting for the other two, and we accidentally entered this group where it was able for anybody to join in, and suddenly all these other people joined in, and we were like, wow, okay, all these people have joined in now. So we're like, for the sake of learning, we were thinking maybe that's not such a great idea. So I guess my daughter, who was the team leader or the person in charge of the room, was told by my other son to start kicking people off so we could get back to having just us four. So at this point, she's trying to kick all these extra players on that just popped in so we could get back to just playing with us four. We're waiting for my other two sons, Sean and Phoenix, to get back in, and she's explaining to me the ins and outs of the game. Now, given that she's 5, you know, and she's played just a little bit, I was trying to decipher what all I'm supposed to be doing. And of course, all of them are trying to talk to me at the same time, and I'm trying to absorb what I'm supposed to be playing here, or how we're supposed to do the gameplay. So we're talking about some of the ins and outs here as we're sitting in the room, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do next. Okay, and then we're starting the next round. So hopefully, kind of have the basics down at this point. So hopefully the next gameplay here should be a little better. So we're entering into the room. One of them is telling me that about moving around and trying to discover the different areas. Somebody activated something to do with the oxygen depletion in 25 seconds. So you're on a time limit at this point. You have to figure out how to get the oxygen back on, or everybody in the ship will die. Looks like somebody got killed there. Somebody killed Pinky, my daughter. And then we're supposed to go back into this chat group and then basically try to vote somebody off or discourage other people. Looks like some other people popped in and we were like trying to get them to be back out. One of my sons said, "I saw," and then the other son said, "No." It's kind of an interesting thing. Like, so not only are you trying to off your fellow teammates, but you're trying to convince them that you are not the person who is the imposter. At this point, one of them, which is me, was not the imposter, but for some reason, I'm flying out in space. It looks like somebody else died, one of my other sons. And at some point, oh, yeah, and then I had to watch all these commercials again. I think, obviously, if I were to play this more on a regular basis, I would have the ad-free version. But at this point, you know, I was just trying it out, so I didn't really feel the need to pay the extra money. So as we're waiting for this next ad to run its course so we can get back into the gameplay. There we go. Come on. Alright, let's get back into the game. How do I get this thing off here? There we go. So now we're back in. I think we're going to try one more time here. And shh. Alright, here we go. One imposter among the four of us. This time I decided to kind of wander around, see what else is in the ship, and maybe figure out some of the other things I can do besides just walking around. Popped up the map. I wanted to see. Okay, it looks like the comms are disabled. Comms are sabotaged. So I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to do at this point. Here comes my daughter. They were telling me that I could open my wallet, and there was a card in there. So I slid the card and it did something. I'm not sure what it was supposed to do at this point. But walking around, there's my other son. And then I realized, of course, I'm not the imposter at this point, so I can't really off him or anything. I'm walking around trying to figure out where everybody else is. I see a lot of these highlighted items, and I was kind of messing around with this thing, and they were telling me they've never gotten this thing to do whatever it's supposed to do. It says the comms are sabotaged, so it looks similar to something I did in another game where I had to match the frequencies or something. So I was trying to get the frequencies to match. I got pretty close, and it sounded like there was some audible sound. And at that point, I got stabbed by somebody. And then I became a ghost. So then I was kind of wandering around as a ghost, trying to be like, what am I supposed to do at this point? And so I guess I can't really do anything. They told me that, you know, as a ghost, I can go through the walls. So, all right, I was just kind of hanging out, going through things. And my body, I guess, was reported by somebody. And so they knew that I died, but they didn't know who killed me. And so the voting process is starting all over again, and then they're going to go into the voting and try to figure out who did it.